Hey, this car behind me is going to be an incredible build. 1978 Pontiac Trans Am, and we're going to build it over the top. We're going to LS it, 5-speed it, Ford 9-inch, and we're probably going to do a supercharger on this one too. We appreciate you guys coming out and checking out our build on the 78 Trans Am. I think this thing's going to be epic. We are going to pull the subframe off. We're going to get it taken down and get it all blasted. We're going to come back and paint it. We're going to install some tubular upper and lower control arms, lowered spindles, and some ginormous brakes. Anyway, we appreciate you guys coming and watching it, so check this out.
Good morning, fellow hot rodders. Hot Rod Garage here. It's a beautiful day out. Weather, it finally warmed up a little bit. Sun shines out. It's a gorgeous day today.
You know, it looks like it finally stopped raining. Check out this beautiful sky. We still got a few clouds left. A few of them look a little ominous, but it looks to me like we are finally done with the rain for a little while anyway. I know we need the rain. The Southwest has been in a huge drought, but man, it makes it miserable here because we're working outside. Yeah, we have a little lean-to over the top of us. It makes it difficult to come in and out. I think you saw in the video the other day, we had a truck that was basically stuck in the mud back here, and it just sat there and turned and turned and turned, and finally Tommy jumped on. A little bit of extra weight, we were able to squeak out of here. Anyway, we love the rain, but we don't love the mud.
Today I've already been doing some stuff on some other projects, so I'll take you guys out there and we can endure it together. So as I stated before, we're taking the subframe out of this old Firebird here. Went ahead and did a lot of work ahead of you guys. I got like the fuel lines, all that stuff. Brake lines are out. Master cylinder's off. I took the receiver dryer and all that stuff off just to give us more room. So the next thing I want to do is I want to get the steering knocked loose. Maybe not completely take it apart, but I want to knock them loose because it's easier to knock them loose when they're all still attached, you know, so you're not chasing around in the concrete. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the tie rod ends off. That way I can actually turn the tire. That way I can get into here to the ball joints. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start digging out some of these cotter pins here and bust some of this stuff loose. All right. That's broken. Side cutters, they work great for taking out cotter pins. They work great. All right. Looks like we're gonna have a screwdriver and go digging. Gone digging. There it is. That's right, Chair. It's underneath the crud. Right there. I must say I'm kind of excited about this build. I'm not a big, huge Firebird guy, but I am a Pontiac fan. And these are kind of cool. You don't see them anymore, you know? Nobody messes with them anymore. So this is gonna get an LS and I believe a 5-speed. Guy wants to stick in it, I can dig it. Sticks are pretty cool. I can see some issues we're gonna have. For starters, where the gearbox is. I imagine we'll probably pretty much use this foot pad here to mount the motor, which puts the front of the block, when you're going LS, front of the box is gonna be right here. So man, I don't know, that it might fit. I'm imagining it's gonna be a little tight. That's okay. We're good at building weird stuff here. Stuff that shouldn't fit. Alright. So there is all the steering stuff. Let's go ahead and bust them loose here. Wouldn't you know, it's the one tool I didn't bring out here. Damn. Alright. Alright, there's twosies. Ooh, his idler arm's a little rough. Rough. I kind of find it funny that you tend usually to end up just building trucks, you know. This is the first car for a while here. I have to say, in my personal opinion, cars are probably a little bit more difficult to build than trucks are. Just kind of the way how everything fits in them, you know. Okay. While we're doing it, might as well just do these too. So I don't know if you guys saw the gassers on the way to the sandblaster. Actually, that's kind of exciting build too. Me and my dad built a 50s style gasser out of a 1950 Chrysler. It's not done, but we're big retro fans here at Hot Rod Garage. But you know, you can't diss on the power tour cars. Those are pretty cool too. I think this is kind of what the style this guy's shooting for. I guess he's gonna go with the retro honeycombs. It's the same style of wheel that's on it now, but I think they're like 20s or 22s. Alright, so there is all the tie rod end, ball joints, or the all the turning steering stuff. Let's go ahead and see. That's beautiful. I don't think I've ever had these come apart like this. Well, that is a beautiful thing. That's the whole steering system. Ooh. Go ahead and take it off the old steering gear. Here it is. There she is. Now luckily, I can actually get to these. There's a hole on the other side of the rail. That's not always the case. Is that? Wow, how cool. A lot easier than I anticipated. Oh man, my steering! The steering just plumb fell off. Now obviously you can tell I took the steering shaft, the intermittent shaft, I took that out, all that stuff. Well underway. So we'll continue with that. Yeah, and obviously while we're at it, when the subframe comes out, it's going to get new subframe mounts, all that stuff. You guys know the drill. Not the drill! Ah! Yes, the drill. Almost there. I don't know if this guy wants to do rack and pinion. I know rack and pinion sounds cool sometimes, but man, sometimes it can be a real headache. Next is the upper and lower ball joints. I'm not going to worry about that stuff yet. I just want to get those ball joints loose. Alright guys, now that the steering's out of the way, now I can just turn the tires out. That way I can get to the things. You know, the things. Things with the things. Yeah, I mean, again, it'd be nice if this was up on the concrete, but it's not. Come on, man. Just make sure you guys, when you're taking ball joints apart, make sure you leave that nut on there. You know, use a big attitude adjuster and see what we got. Can't really get in there too well. Huh. Alright, I need a bigger handle. Alright guys, finally got the ball joints loose. They're being a little difficult, but it's okay. So got the jack. And at some point I'm going to end up jacking this up. I'm going to have to put jack stands or whatever at the body, not the front end, because obviously that's coming out. If it's your project, if you're working on a project at home or whatever, and you know you're going to take the suspension apart, but you still have the engine in it, do yourself a favor and knock the ball joints loose. You can always tighten them up again. That way it has all the weight and they will come right apart. It's when you don't have an engine in something, that's when it starts fighting you. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do the bottom of the shocks. Alright. Let's go ahead and get that handle real quick. Feels as though we have a stripped out blind bolt on the bottom of that one. That's a bummer. Alright, so somebody used a through bolt. That's alright. Have it fall apart. I suppose I could have taken the tires off and made it easier on myself, but why would you do that? Watch yourself. Okay. You see how that spring's that arched? Don't like it, sir. Praise the Lord, didn't take any spring to the face. I don't want to be working on it with it this high in the air, but next is drop the control arms out of this thing. And so I'll get things set up and I'll see you in a second. Alright guys, I got the passenger side lower control arm out, and this is the last one right here, and then we gotta let it down and undo the subframe. No biggie. Sometimes these guys will fight you a little bit. Yep. Alright, there it is. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get it a little closer to Earth here. So, the question is, how are we going to suspend this thing off the ground? Hang on, I have a theory. Okay, guys. Well, it's on a jack stand, on a big hunk of steel, on a jack stand in a tranny tunnel. There's a little lip in there, probably a pinch weld. I have it sitting in there. While I'm underneath this thing taking this off, I'm just going to go ahead and leave the jack and all that right here. Just kind of a safety factor. But unfortunately right now I have to do something that's a little more time crucial. So anyway, I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright guys, so underneath the subframe I was right, there's only 4 bolts. I already got the back 2 loose. So now it's just the front 2. Well, fart pooper pants. Alright, so on these guys, they're blind bolts, right? There's a nut that's actually a captive nut inside there that the bolts go into it, and then there's that. The rears came loose. That's a good thing. The fronts are questionable. I'm gonna try some tricks and see if I can't get it to come loose. If not, I'm gonna have to cut them off. But the cool thing is, at least the ones that would have been really difficult, at least those came loose. So, I'm going to tinker around here and see what I got. I'll show you guys in a second. Alright guys, praise the Lord, it came loose. So now, I'm going to start trying to finesse that guy and see what we got. Alright guys, I'm going to let the jack down. See what happens. Yay! Alright. Very good. Alright, so now I'm going to try to dig this out of here. Dig it. Alright, I'll see you in a second. Okay guys, that is what a GM subframe looks like. Camaro's pretty much the same thing. Later model Novas are the same thing. Also, I've been looking at it for damage. It looks okay. Surface looks good. Looks good there. Back there, that looks all straight, nice and flat. Here's your cross member for the transmission there. Now that's going to the sandblaster. That's monumental. Praise the Lord, didn't get hurt, nothing like that. Let me go ahead and dig this out, bring it over there by the gasser. That way it's obvious that she's ready to go.
I know Tommy already showed you this, but we're going to get this girl loaded up today. We're going to throw this thing in the bed of the truck and get it taken down to the sandblaster so that we can make this girl pretty. Hey, we really appreciate you guys coming and taking the time to spend with us, watch some of the shenanigans that we do. We want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, leave a like, leave a comment, share the link, and you know what? Check out the merchandise store while you're at it, www.theoutrodgarage.com. We really appreciate the support you guys give us, and as always, thanks for watching.